I suggest that the government should give special incentives to industrial units for shifting from oil to coal, from the consumption of oil to coal. Unfortunately, what we find is that the government itself is going the other way regarding shifting from coal to oil. Recently, the petroleum minister said that for fertilizer production, they have shifted from lignite to coal. Sir, I want to say a few words about the plan. My point is that this budget, which the Honorable Minister has presented, is not quite in consonance with the strategy of the plan. I will give two examples. The one is the plan document says that the subsidy would be gradually reduced, substantially reduced. But in this very budget, instead of reducing the subsidy, we find the subsidies under all the heads have been increased. If you want, I will give you the figures. Instead of going towards meeting the program as enunciated in the plan, we are going in the opposite direction. The other point, which has also been mentioned by my friends, is about deficit financing. What you have provided in the plan for deficit financing is rupees 5,000 crores for a period of 5 years. In the first 2 years, we would have easily exhausted more than rupees 4,000 crores, leaving behind hardly rupees 1,000 crores to cover the remaining period of 3 years. Not only the present finance minister, but even his predecessor seem to have come to the conclusion that rupees 2,000 crores of deficit every year is a reasonable and safe amount which our economy can absorb. I think this is a very dangerous estimate or assessment that they have made. With this deficit, you can never control inflation. In fact, inflation will go on rising. At some time, in some weeks, it may appear that there is fall in the consumer price index, but if you examine it on a continuous basis, you will find that the prices with this type of deficit financing can never come down. Sir, there is a lot of wastage in our government expenditure. Government treats this planned expenditure as sacrosanct on a sacred cow. There is corruption in planned spending also. I would request the government to take care to economize wherever possible and see what can be done in this regard. I would also mention that our planned projects are not properly implemented. The plans are imaginative, our programs are realistic, and our projects are practical. But their implementation is not only defective, but positively poor. Last year, I had given several examples of how the original estimates of different projects went away. There is not a single project which has been implemented in the same cost estimates as originally prepared. there are very, very few which were implemented within the time originally stipulated. I think there is enough scope for the government to examine this thing and see what can be done. I can give you examples of this. Sir, I would make a few suggestions towards implementation of the plan and how our implementation can be improved. First is that utilization of installed capacity should be given priority over creation of new capacity. Top priority must be given for utilizing the installed capacity, and you must not be anxious only to create new capacity. Second is the ongoing projects must be first completed on a priority basis, and adequate resources should be provided for that. It is no use having too many projects and spreading our resources too thinly so that none of them is completed and we do not get any production. The third is top priority should be given to power generation, because many of our industrial projects and undertakings today linger on because of power shortage. My next suggestion is that projects which take long periods for maturity must be given a second priority. The finance minister has diagnosed the malady very correctly, but having done that, what has he done to implement it? Has anything been done to check the cost push inflation to reduce the cost of production? I submit nothing has been done in this direction. On the other hand, we find that there has been an increase in the cost of fuel, oil, electricity, coal, steel, and all other raw materials. There has been an increase in the cost of transport, both rail and road. The credit, which has become one of the important inputs, is becoming more and more costly. Even in this budget, they have made it more costly. This shows that even though we recognize the malady, we have done nothing and we are doing nothing to remedy it. In fact, we are aggravating it. The finance minister says that his basic approach is that additional revenue should flow largely from increased production.
बहुत स्लो लगी है, तो
जल्दी से रीड करो इसको।
मेरी तो बहुत स्लो थी यार।
लास्ट का 1 पेज नहीं बॉटम में नंबर डाल दो, बॉटम बीचों बीच जो बीच का वो नहीं है, अरे बीच